Hello all you Walking Dead fans. This is my first video on my new channel called Walking Dead Time. Nice little name. We're going to start it off with Season 4 thoughts and predictions. And obviously I'm starting a little late, so I probably will go back and make videos for recaps of each season. Just to have them. But I'm starting off with Season 4 predictions because, obviously, it's coming up in a few months. Well, a couple months, like 6, but still. So, first I want to talk about Rick. I have, like, a little list here, like, stuff I want to talk about. So, first I want to talk about the evolution of Rick's character. Oh, by the way, this is going to be probably a 2-part video. I'm just going to do the first part now and the main characters, main ideas, main situations. So I want to talk about the evolution of Rick's character. Obviously, in Season 1, he was all about how we don't kill the living, we spare them, we have mercy, we only kill the dead. We want to keep as many people alive as possible. That was his philosophy all through Season 1. And Season 2, you kind of started to see it deteriorate, kind of become, we want to keep the living alive as much as possible, but whatever keeps our group safe is what's going to have to be done. And Season 3, you kind of see that just deteriorate too, and kind of go to, look, we can't trust anyone anymore, which he has reasons, obviously. But, so Season 4, I could see. It's kind of hard to tell. No one can really tell. There's no obvious answer here. I could kind of see him sort of regaining some of his mercy. Because of the stuff he's been through in Season 3, and now he has that big group to care for at the prison. So I can kind of see some of that coming back. So next with Rick, I want to talk about the choices he's going to have to make in Season 4. So obviously this big group of old people and children that are at the prison is going to be a problem. I mean, they can't feed all those people unless they keep making trips back to Woodbury. So something's going to have to be done about the governor sooner or later, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. First, I want to talk about what he's going to do about this. Obviously, he's going to keep them alive. As I said before, he's kind of gaining back some of that mercifulness, kind of starting to spare people, just, back to Season 1 philosophy. But I just don't know what he's going to do with them. I predict that he will probably clear out another cell block and kind of make a home for them and have someone in his group maybe guard it at night. That might be what he's going to have to do, and maybe pair an old person with a child just to, have an older figure around the children. And they could share a cell because obviously there's 2 beds in each cell. So I think that's going to be something that he does, a choice he's going to have to make. Next, I add down if he's going to live or die, and I think there's actually been talk about killing him off. And personally, I do not think that would be a smart choice for the producers, because we've been through everything in the show with Rick. We've been through the beginning to up to where we are now with him as the main character, basically. And I feel like by killing him off, we're kind of straying from the roots of the show, and that might actually cause some people to lose interest. Like a good 10-15% of the audience to lose interest, because he's a lot of people's favorite character, and he is an important character of the show. He's been a leader since the beginning. He's been through it all. Next, let's see. Next, I'm going to talk about if I think he's going to be a leader during Season 4, because he was talking in Season 3 about how he shouldn't be the dictator anymore. He shouldn't make all the calls. It should be a democracy. We haven't seen a democracy take place yet we haven't seen really an instance of the democracy take place yet because it's just been dealing with the governor. And since he said that, and what was I gonna say? And I think in season 4 we're gonna have probably Daryl and Glenn step up as leaders of the group, but I think Rick will. Oh yeah, I think Rick will stay as this the prime leader of the group. He's just gonna have a lot of influence and help from Daryl and Glenn. And back to if Rick lives or dies, I predict that Rick will live because I just think that because I never made that clear. I predict that he'll live because I just think the audience would lose interest. Some of the audience would just lose interest in the show, and I just think it would be a bad move on the producer's part. So after if Rick's going to be a leader, I had one more thing to talk about with Rick, and it's if he's going to get over Lori in season 4. And I think in the beginning of the season they're going to kind of forget about it and they're not going to really emphasize it. And I think towards the middle of the season they're going to bring back some of him missing Lori, and I think there's going to be one event specifically that shows that he's over Lori. There's going to be one event. I'm not sure what it's going to be, but there's going to be something that happens that shows that he is completely over Lori and he is completely devoted to the group. All right. This is going to be a long video, but why don't I just talk about Darryl and then save the rest for the second part of the video. I'll try to keep Darryl a little bit shorter because it's already 7 minutes and all I've done is talk about Rick. Alright, so let's start with Darryl. Where is Darryl's character going? Obviously, I see him... As we saw in Season 3, he did leave the group to be with his brother, which shows that he's not 100% devoted to the group. But by him coming back and giving his brother the choice to come back with him shows that he is basically devoted to the group and he can't be away from them. So I know he's not going to leave them again. I do think he's going to step up and really help out Rick with the decisions. He's going to be one of the prime factors in decision making in the group. And he's going to probably, since he is already Rick's right-hand man, he might even be kind of a co-leader and actually be equal say as Rick, basically. I don't really know how to say that, but I think they'll be kind of an equal partner with Rick. They'll have equal say in everything. I think Glenn won't have as much power as both of them. That's what I was looking for. Alright, and Darryl. Let's see what's next. The choices Darryl's going to have to make. Obviously, he's going to have to make the choice of staying with the group, but that's not a hard choice for him. Obviously, he's going to stay with the group, stay with Carol, obviously. He loves Carol, you can kind of tell. Live or die. He will definitely live. I have no doubt about that. They will not kill off a character as popular as him. He is probably the most popular character on the show from what I've seen. So, killing him off would just be a very, very, very stupid move by the producers of The Walking Dead. So he is not going anywhere in season 4. And the last thing I had was assuming a group in the role in the group, which I already went over and said yes, he will step up and be equal power with Rick. Do I have enough time to talk about? Yeah. I'll just talk about Glenn because they're all kind of like the new leaders of the group. Where Glenn is going. Well, we could talk about many things with Glenn, like where he's going with Maggie, where he's going with the group. But I think Glenn will be a prime factor in decision making in the group in season 4. Obviously, as I said before, not as much as Darryl and Rick, but he will be major part of that. He will be a leader of the group for sure. He also, with Maggie, obviously he proposed in season 3, so I think that they're going to be a lot closer. They're going to go on missions together. He's going to basically help her out with everything. They're going to be together a lot. Next, choices he will have to make. Glenn won't have to make that many choices, but yeah, really no important choices that we can tell at this point. Live or die, Glenn will live throughout season 3 or 4 because obviously he's a new leader in the group, and I just think it's too soon for them to kill him off. He's been with us long enough to where he's a very important character. He saved Rick's life at the beginning when Rick didn't really know what to do. He's trapped in the tank. He saved his life. He brought him into the group. So I think Glenn will live through season 4. And obviously he's going to assume new leadership in the group. So that's really all I wanted to talk about in the video. Or actually, there's a lot more I want to talk about. I don't know why I said that, but I'm gonna save it for the next part of the video because this is already 11 minutes long. And in the next half, I'm gonna talk about Carl, the governor, if they're gonna stay in the prison, and how I think they're gonna manage the prison, and also just kind of an overview of what I think is gonna happen in season 4. And maybe a few other characters like Maggie and Carol. But that's it for this video. So hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like. Give me some feedback in the comment section. And new videos will be coming up soon. So stay tuned for more. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.